Today's video is going to be how to clean your Harvest Right machine. Some of the items that you're going to need today for the cleaning process: a towel for cleaning, a towel for drying, you need a wire brush to clean the drain hose, a pitcher or other container of water, some bleach. Mix the bleach and water to make a cleaning solution. You'll want to mix about 1 part bleach to 9 parts water. Once you have all that together, set up and ready to go, then we'll walk through the next steps about how to clean this machine. One of the first steps, if not the first step that you want to take before you start cleaning, is to make sure that your Harvest Right and your vacuum pump are turned off. So I went ahead and flipped both of those switches off already. If you want to go ahead and unplug the machine as well for extra safety, that's a great idea. Another cool tip: after 4 to 5 Harvest Right cycles, I'll do an oil change. So I figure I might as well go ahead and clean out the chamber and the shelves and everything appropriately at the same time. But of course, that always depends on what you were freeze drying last. If something made a big mess, time to clean it up. But of course, we're gonna need some energy while we're cleaning this thing out. Nothing better than having some of your own freeze dried strawberries that you made in your own Harvest Right. Am I right? Ah, so delicious. If you wanna know how to freeze dry strawberries or bananas, check out this episode. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix the bleach in the water so I have my cleaning solution now. All right, so you're just gonna wanna go ahead and open up the door and remove the rubber seal or gasket that's on the very front of the machine. This is a really simple process. You literally just pull it off. There it is. That's how it stays in, just that little groove right there, no big deal. So we're just gonna set that aside for a second. And then the next step is you're gonna wanna pull out the shelf. Now keep in mind, it's attached to some wires, so we don't wanna pull too hard or expect it to just come straight out. We're gonna pull it out, pull it down sideways, disconnect the wires. All right, so now we're just gonna pull out the shelf. See, no big deal. Now on the very back, it has this little wiring harness. It's very easy to unclip. You're just gonna push down on the little piece and pull them apart. Just like that. Then we can just go ahead and set the shelf aside for now. And we'll take a quick peek inside the vacuum chamber without the shelf. So you can see what's back there. Pretty nifty. And just so that you understand, as it's going through its defrosting cycle, all the ice is gonna be up here, it's gonna melt down, and it's just gonna run back and go down that hole back there. And that's where it goes out your drain tube. So pretty much the same thing when we're cleaning it. We're gonna close the drain valve so that the water can kind of stay in there for a minute and we can kind of clean around. And then when we're done, we'll open the drain valve and the water will go right out into your drain bucket. The drain valve, so don't forget to do that. All right, you're gonna get your cleaning towel ready. And let's get this wiring harness out of the way. Good spot to tuck it, just kind of right there. Now we'll just add some of our bleach water cleaning solution into the chamber. And now you can scrub away. Smells so fresh and so clean. You want to go ahead and clean the door as well. Make sure that's all nice and clean. And you guessed it, now we're also going to clean the rubber gasket or the seal that goes by the door, as well as the shelves, by wiping them down until they're nice and clean as well. Now that everything's been wiped down really good with bleach water, I'm just drying everything off and getting it ready to put back together. All right, so grabbing a little flexible brush like this is a really good idea, these wire brushes. I got this one on Amazon. I'll show you a little screenshot of exactly which one I bought, but anything similar to this is gonna work great. Just dip this in the bleach water, or if you're using soapy water, that's fine too. And we're just gonna shove that up the drain tube to kind of clean it out, and then we'll pour some water back down that drain hole to rinse out the drain tube. right, so now that everything's been cleaned really well with the bleach water, we want to rinse that out, right? Because we don't want our food and stuff to have that bleachy smell or have any kind of chemicals mixing like that. So now I've just got some plain, clean, warm water and a new rag. I'm gonna pour the water in there, wipe everything down really well, and flushing the water down the drain tube is gonna clean out the bleach water solution from the drain tube as well. When it drains, you know, it can suck that water back up the tube. So we definitely do want to clean our drain valve and our drain tube as well. So I'll go ahead and repeat that process that I just showed you, but with plain water, and then we'll be ready to put everything back together. All right, so inside the chamber, we're also going to want to take that flexible hose. We'll go into the drain, and we'll push that down as well so we can clean all the way to the drain valve. Once that's done all the way and you've cleaned it, go ahead and pull that piece back out. And rinse everything out really well with your water. Definitely make sure your hose is pointed into your bucket. And just with all the other parts, we're gonna go ahead and rinse off the rubber gasket and the shelves with just water as well. You just want to really make sure that we're getting rid of the bleach and the bleach smell. So now that everything is done, everything is clean, you've used the bleach water solution or a soapy water solution, whatever your preference is, and then you've rinsed it out with warm water and made sure everything's nice and dry. Now we're just going to reverse the steps and put it back together. So I still have my drain valve open, so there is a complete path of air running from the vacuum chamber all the way out to the drain bucket. And I'm just gonna keep it that way for now while it's drying. So our first step is going to be putting the shelf back in. All that requires is clipping the wire harness back together, and that'll just snap right in. You hear that little click? There you go. You just wanna make sure you're not pinching the wire anywhere as the shelf slides back in. There we go. Door gasket is the next piece to go back on. And remember, it's just putting that groove right around this edge of the vacuum chamber. Once you've kind of tightened it around with your hands, you can just take the door, make sure it's fully latched, and it just kind of puts that seal back together really nice. All right, she's looking beautiful, but not quite ready yet. Last step is simply making sure that your hose is in the drain bucket and that your drain bucket is wherever you keep your drain bucket. So I emptied out the drain bucket first, and I actually just kind of tie a string around the drain hose to my bucket because that's how it works with the setup that I have. There it is. Now we're ready for another cycle. Although that was some exhausting work, so I'm gonna finish off my freeze-dried strawberries. Once you're done with the cleaning process, go ahead and plug your machine back in, flip those switches off, and start freeze drying some food. We hope that you enjoyed this how-to video on how to clean your Harvest Right machine. If we missed anything that you do as part of your cleaning process, please let us know in the comments below. We also hope to get more of your support from liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.